Hello and welcome to another episode of the Uncommon Energy Podcast. On this week's episode, we're going to be giving our updated thoughts now, a couple weeks, or I guess, yeah, 2 weeks removed from the release of Mega Evolution, what decks we've been liking, and what the meta is currently looking like in online tournaments, what the discussion is around. We will, of course, have Guess That Flavor Text, everyone's favorite segment of the podcast. And then we're going to wrap up this week by talking about the Milwaukee Regional Championships and more specifically answering your questions. We put out a Q&A post over on Twitter asking people to send us their questions. We're going to answer a bunch of them here on this week's episode and talk about all of the decks and how we feel like they are positioned heading into the regional championships this week. And then, of course, we will have our exclusive bonus episode to our YouTube channel members and Spotify subscribers. My name is Chip Ritchie, joined here as always by my friend and co-host Azul GG. What's up, Azul? How we doing? You got anything? You got anything coming up this weekend?
Yeah, we got Milwaukee coming up. My week in general, did just more streaming as usual. Actually, my internet was down for like the first time in a long time on Sunday. It was really weird. Like my internet was there, but I was getting like 1 megabyte download speed. So I didn't stream on Sunday. Um, and then
Do you have fiber?
on yeah, well, it's like AT&T's like fiber thing, but there was
Mm.
there was an outage. Like I went to AT&T/outage, and it did say like my area did have an outage. So like there was like some kind of internet outage thing happening. But our internet, we had like an internet problem like last year at some point, but we got it resolved, and then the internet's been really good since then. But it was like it wasn't like our house thing. It was like a general outage thing. So I
Yeah,
ended up
yeah, yeah.
streaming on Sunday. Didn't stream on Monday because I went to the dentist. Um, I'd mentioned I talked about my dentist adventures. Was it earlier this year? I think yeah, when I had to get
I
some
think so. Yeah.
bone grafting done to set up for an implant. They put the And honestly, like, they literally did it yesterday, and I'm, like, fine today. Like, they put the base for the implant in my mouth yesterday, but, like, I'm doing fine. They said it was like a they had no stitches or anything like that. He didn't have to do any stitches, which was
You don't
nice,
look
so
swollen or anything either.
nope, yeah, and that's what he said, like, that's what I, checked on, to make sure, like, everything, would be, like there wouldn't be, like, too dramatic of, like, healing or anything for this weekend because I will not only be flying this weekend, but I will be casting the Milwaukee Regional Championships. Not watch partying this weekend. Doing my first official cast this weekend in Milwaukee, and this is I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited for it. Going to be casting with Chip, and yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I've tried to prevent this day from happening for so long. But finally, I mean, I could only put it off so long. Finally, one of the broadcast producers came up to me and was like, "Hey, do you think Azul would want to cast?" And I was like, "No, definitely not." But they reached out to you anyway, and here you go. I guess we're paired together this weekend. Yeah, that's right. Azul's casting, and we are going to be casting together. So it's going to be a little live uncommon energy action. Talking about the actual game though itself, yeah, very much looking forward to it. It'll be a good time. I'm looking forward to being paired up with you, buddy. I think we'll we already have kind of the rapport together, right? So I think we'll make a pretty good casting pair.
Yeah, and we've done like a little bit of casting type stuff in the past, nothing crazy. Back in I think that the thing we did like was the Channel Fireball stuff a little while ago now.
Yep, we did the Channel
Um,
Fireball thing. One time when you were over here, we watch partied together
yeah,
one of the tournaments, but I always think the watch partying stuff is so different from casting.
yeah,
Uh
definitely.
it's always funny to me because like I see people all the time uh like posting on Twitter, like, "Oh, going live, casting the da 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 regionals or da 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 tournament that's happening," and they're just like sitting there, like reading chat, talking to chat, not even like they're not casting the game. But there's nothing wrong with it. They're just hanging out
Yeah,
watching the game. That's good, but it's
yeah,
just
it's
funny.
not.
It's just different. It's just different.
Yeah, it's not close at all. Although you could use that time, like if someone like that'd be a good way to practice casting would be to watch party, but then actually cast the game, which is a little bit harder when you're just doing it kind of solo. The back and forth is definitely
Oh,
nice.
I enjoy like when you were over here and we did the watch party thing. That was fun because we're just hanging
Yeah,
out,
yeah,
we're
yeah, yeah,
chilling, we're talking about the game, but we're talking to chat, we're like memeing, joking back and forth. But
definitely.
it's just different. It's just funny to me.
Yeah, it definitely is two different things. But yeah, it's gonna be exciting. People have been asking me for a lot, like the last 2 seasons. I feel like especially, but I think it's gotten a lot bigger the last couple seasons as well. Which yeah, Pokemon Infinitely getting bigger. I actually think Milwaukee sold out this week as well. I saw that it wasn't actually sold out up to this point. I thought it was sold out. But I think I just saw someone tweet that they tried to register,
Yeah.
and they were unable to. So it did end up selling out right as we got to the finish line here, which is good to see. It is also cool to see that it didn't sell out instantly, and there was like plenty of time for people to realize that it was happening, or figure out if they want to go or not. And yeah, I just checked. I cannot register for the tournament. Um, but yeah, first time casting, which is exciting. I'm sure people will be curious. Like, I don't plan on doing a lot of events. You know, if they asked me to come back for like one more event, maybe two this year, I would be down to
Well,
do that. But
don't get ahead of yourself, buddy. We got to see how
I
this
said
first one goes. You
yeah,
know.
if everything goes well and they ask me to come back for an event or two, maybe I would do like one more, maybe two. But yeah, I don't plan on doing a ton. I still like doing the watch parties. I still plan on competing at some of the major tournaments as well. So gonna go the was it the Wolfie route? What does he cast, like one regionally or something
Yeah, I
like
think he
that
casted 2 last season, something like
last
that.
season? Yeah, so gonna try and do a little bit of everything. Compete, watch party, official cast if whenever they'll have me up to a certain point. I'm not trying to do, I don't know how much you did last season, Chip, but you did like a lot last season, right? And I assume you plan to do the same as this season as much as you possibly can. So
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be on Chip's level or anything like that, but definitely excited for it.
Yeah, I think I casted all but 1 US regionals last year,
Yeah, yeah.
which was Sacramento, which I played at and went 1-3 drop. So I basically wasn't there. But yeah, no, dude, I'm very excited. I think I'm looking forward to having you on the team this weekend. I'm looking forward to casting with you. I think we're gonna have a good time, and I hope that people are gonna be excited to see us working together. And hopefully, we get some good quality games in there for sure as well.
Yep, yep, definitely, definitely. Um, but oh, I guess I didn't ask you then. How was your week, Chip? Was there anything exciting going on? Anything exciting
Yeah,
happening?
good week. Both
The
Clemson
Clemson.
and the Carolina Panthers both won, which I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. I feel like it's been a long time since both those things happened. I guess that's not true. Probably literally at any point last season, because there's a pretty good shot that Clemson won and the Panthers won. But yeah, it was a good weekend of football. And then also we ended up buying a car this weekend as well on Saturday. So
What'd you get?
uh, we got a RAV4 hybrid, so
Ooh,
not the
good stuff.
electric car, which was kind of what I was leaning towards. We ended up going with a hybrid though, so it's still like really good gas mileage and fuel efficient and stuff. And the Toyotas just are good quality cars and they hold their value really good. So
Is it the 2025 model or?
no, we got a used one. It was a 2019. It
Yeah,
had like 50,000 miles on it, something like that.
that's always the way to go.
Yeah, we bought the other car we have, which is also it's the Toyota Grand Highlander. We bought it new last summer, and we really like that car a lot. But we're not gonna have 2 brand new car payments. It's fine that we
Yeah.
got the one because it's the car that's gonna be like our family car. We're gonna have it for forever. This one, like, we'll probably have it for I don't know. There's no real reason to like think about moving on from it, especially since we just bought it. But I'm not like planning that this is like necessarily a car we'll like have till the wheels fall off. But we'll have it for at least a few years, and
Yeah,
hopefully it'll service well. And being a Toyota, I hope that is going to be the case.
yeah. All right. Well, we got Milwaukee coming up this weekend. There's a lot to talk about. New sets, new cards. That's also exciting as well, especially for my first cast. Will be new format to look at, and hopefully a lot of cool stuff comes out of the tournament as well. Um, we're gonna talk about it a little bit later on, but Tord is making his way to Milwaukee. I'm sure a lot of people saw his tweet. So, that is already a good sign for new things to come out of this format and metagame from what we've
Yeah,
already
and it
seen.
sounds like I mean, based on what he said, his reason for coming is because of the deck that he found that he wants to play, right? He
Yeah.
tweeted, "Changed my mind, have a deck I need to play," which is like so cool, and I really hope
Yeah.
it's something super sick.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine it's something pretty cool, pretty sick. And I don't know. I think he had a follow up tweet. I don't even like he thinks that this is the next BDIF. He just thinks he has a really cool deck that he just wants to play, basically. You'll never find the Zoropod if you are not brave enough to experiment at majors. Yeah. And I made a tweet. My tweet, I was just messing with him. I tweeted, hopefully this isn't Hydreigon 2.0. because he
I
did play
did see that.
Hydreigon. Was it at Milwaukee that he played Hydreigon last year? Or is it not Milwaukee? It'd be funny if it was Milwaukee. That would be that much
I
funnier.
don't remember. That would be
Yeah.
funny
But he
because
did
Milwaukee
bring
last season was like in May or something, I think, or
it
not.
might have
Yeah,
been actually.
it was like not that long ago, timeline wise.
Yeah. Yeah, he ended up bringing, Hydreigon to a tournament last year, didn't do super well, of course. But yeah, I'm not as a fan of the game, I having toured at any event, I don't care what he plays. He could play United Wings. Having toured there is like, as a fan of the game, it's just cool to have, that high caliber of players constantly be playing at these tournaments, which is why it's always like cool to see the Japanese players more and more so coming to major tournaments, kind of the same thing, just more high level players going to more tournaments, which is cool to see. So yeah, I would just kind of make it. I was just poking fun at Tor, but I don't really care what he brings. I don't care how he does. Just having him be at the event is just you know, cherry on top. Hopefully, get to cast one of his games out. That'll definitely be cool. And I'm excited to see what he cooked up. I think he is putting it in his Metafy group for anyone
Yeah, I
who
was
is.
gonna say. I mean, it's gonna just cost you a few bucks if you want to find out what he's playing because it sounds like he's posting it tomorrow.
Yeah,
Um, he said, "I will leak the deck in my weekly group session tomorrow if you want to join me over on his Metafy." So yeah, here's a little free promo for you, Tord. Um,
that's
do you
honestly.
think what placement level of money do you think he will earn from his Metafy group? Like, you think he's making top 32 money? You think he's making top 8 money by
2K for
posting
top 32.
this?
Is it 2K for top 32?
1K for top 32,
At
2K for
least he's
top
at least getting.
16.
Yeah, he's probably at least getting 2K from people. I don't know how much his Metafy group is. I think it's like 25, $30 to join the. We're giving him a little promo here as well. What is his? I'm not
That's his
sure what his.
Dragapult guide. Subscription, tier 1 deck list, weekly group session, 40 bucks.
Is that what he's announcing it in that?
Yeah,
Or is he doing okay, $40? Yeah, he'll probably get at least a K, I would imagine, from people who aren't already
let's
subscribed, like
see.
new subscribers.
$2,000 for it's 50 people. I mean, dude, it'll
That's
definitely be more than 50 people.
you think so?
You uh, I don't know. I mean,
I
I feel
mean,
like it will be.
I think around there, yeah, I think that'd be reasonable. Like if it's 50 people signed up, so his trip's being paid for at the very least.
Also, like he has 2,800 subscribers, but that's just like people who like like that's not paying people
There's people
necessarily.
just following his page, yeah.
Right, but like he probably already has. I wouldn't be surprised if he already had 50 people who were in his tier 2
Oh,
weekly group
but he
session.
probably has more than 50 people in his tier two for sure. Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, pretty much whether you have his guide or not, if you're involved in the community, people word spreads. Especially as big of a deal as this has been made out to be. Like people will know what Towards deck is before the tournament.
Yeah, I think that's actually kind of a cool question to go off there. How many people do you think will actually play it?
Yeah, that will be an interesting thing because if he makes day 2, you'll see it on.
Even if he doesn't make day two, we see all deck lists now, right?
That is true. That is true. But if we click on it on Limitless, right, you'll see like how many
Oh,
other people made day 2
true.
with it. Like, what's the over under on people making day 2 with Towards 60 for the event?
It would be hard for us to see. It's not possible just to see everyone who played a certain 60 in a tournament, right? That's not on Limitless Labs,
It's
I
not
don't
on
believe.
Limitless Labs, but
We can see the day two number. We just
we
won't be able to see
we
the
have
whole
asked
tournament
that
number.
question. We have given that information on the broadcast before. Like when
Okay.
the Brixty was popular, we
Yeah.
asked the data people if they could tell us how many people in the tournament played that deck, and they told us.
Yeah. Oh, okay. 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 Interesting. Yeah. So at the very least, be able to know how many people make day two with it. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Definitely curious to see what he cooks up. It's cool to have him making the last minute trip out to the tournament as well. I think there'll be a decent amount of people who will be picking it up and playing it for sure.
Well, before we get into our Q&A for Milwaukee specifically, let's just talk about kind of the meta in general. And I guess before we look at the meta analysis here over on Trainer Hill, let's just give a kind of an update on like the last week of playing in the format. Has anything changed about like what decks you've been enjoying playing?
I mean, there's just so much, man. Like, there's so much Pokemon yet to play, and so many decks. And maybe this is just like because it's early on in the format, but some metas don't feel this way. I think actually maybe a big part of it is that Pult Nor doesn't feel that good right now, which I feel like Pult Nor is more of a gatekeeper than Guardy, to be honest. I feel like if Pult Nor was just like excluded from the metagame, things would open up a little bit more because I think it's easier to isolate Guard for than it is to isolate Pult Nor. Maybe, but now that might be different with Psyduck, and Psyduck is one of the reasons where Pult Nor feels probably a little bit more shaky. But dude, there's just so much stuff. Like I've been having fun with like everything. Uh everything feels pretty good. Um so yeah, I mean there's just like I like there's so much Pokemon still to play. There's a couple different versions of Zoroark I want to try out. I haven't really played with Gardevoir at all yet.
What is it that you think is making it feel so good right now? Like the addition of the layer of 3 prize Pokemon? Probably not, right? Because they're not really that prevalent. Is it the addition of
Yeah.
Lily's Determination? Is it the extra consistency that Lunatone Solrock can bring to certain
I
decks?
think it's Lunatone Solrock for sure. Because like Lily's doesn't change. Lily's just makes every deck a little bit better that plays it. So it's not like creating new archetypes really. It just makes everything a little bit smoother. Like Grimmsnarl is smoother, Gardevoir smoother, Poltenor is smoother as well. So all those decks just feel a little bit better. But I would say yeah, Lunatone Solrock probably is like the biggest culprit for like making not even new archetypes, but like Sarah Lich feels completely different now than when it did, and like the Golden Go build feels completely different with this Soul Rock Lunatone. At least like how you pilot your early game and like your mid game, late game options, even in terms of like draw power as well. So, and then some of the 3 prize stuff is cool. Like honestly, like I tried Mega Man, Mega Manetric initially with Miraidon, and was not a huge fan. Revisited it again and built a secret box build, and honestly, it doesn't feel terrible. Like I wouldn't be surprised to see someone go deep with like a Mega Manetric deck. Maybe it's not with Miraidon. It probably is, but like it's such a powerful option that the deck was missing, was like a one-hit KO option. We had Zekrom come out, but it didn't feel like it solved the problem. It was definitely a big addition to Miraidon, but the Mega Manetric is like so much better and like has covers such a wider range of situations than the Zekrom ever did. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's something there with Miraidon. There's just like a lot, and a lot. Like I said, a lot of it. It doesn't feel like just a bunch of bad decks that are like frustrating to kind of play on ladder because like you lose to like you get 100 owed by the top 3 decks. Like a lot of the decks feel like they can compete with one or two of the top decks. Like the top decks are basically Guardy, Poltnor, and then Golden Go. But Grimmsnarl, I mean, as you see from like the results here, Grimmsnarl's like number one in terms of top 8 percentage. So, but I feel like this is I don't know. I feel like that's like fake. It's kind of like pre-worlds. Grimmsnarl was killing it in online tournaments. And then obviously did not show up at all at Worlds. It was like 5% of the meta, and its performance was underwhelming as well. So I don't know. There's a lot going on right now, and I'm having a ton of fun with the game in general. Every day I get onto stream, there's like so many different decks that I want to play, and so many more decks to play the next day.
Someone let Piper know that Azul thinks her top 8 at Worlds is, underwhelming. Um
Piper got top 8 at NAIC with Grimmsnarl. Piper played
oh,
Golden
I'm
Go
trolling, bro.
at
She got
World.
top 8 with Golden Go. My bad. Dang.
I mean, I didn't even realize that she did get back-to-back top 8s at the 2 biggest tournaments.
With 2 pretty different decks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, her and, Riley McKay.
Yeah, yeah. I guess Riley did go a couple steps further, but still pretty good performance from Piper for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's look at here the meta analysis. We're seeing that, Dragapult, Dusknoir, Golden Go, Gardevoir are still like 3 most popular decks. It seems like you mentioned, Grimmsnarl leading the way in the top 8 charge.
Especially
You
when
said
like
you
look at
feel
the
you said you feel like that's
popularity.
fake. You said you feel like that's fake, but like,
Yeah.
why is this a thing?
Just I don't know. It was like the same before Worlds though as well, if I remember correctly. You could even change the time period so we can maybe look at that. I feel like before Worlds, it was literally the exact same thing where Grim was really popular in online tournaments and was super successful. I don't remember when Worlds was exactly.
Like this
Yeah.
weekend, I think.
Yeah. You can
Oops,
go to like
like
the
the week
week.
before.
Yeah, sure. See what it says. Maybe I'm wrong. Nope, there it is. Number one in top 8 by a lot, 17%, and it's only 8% of the metagame as well. Like, but it feels like this. It doesn't feel that good. Like, yeah, I think it's just like fine. Like a lot of the Gardevoirs have tools to beat it. Like the Guardian matchup doesn't feel that good, and it feels like as far as like it seems like Guardy Jelly is at least 50% of Gardevoirs right now, I would say. Oh, I guess that stat is there on the left hand side. Well, I mean, the thing about online tournament numbers, just so people like understand, like these numbers are lower than they will be at a tournament. Like Poltnor, I guess Poltnor maybe could be 10% this weekend, to be honest, because the deck feels a little underwhelming. But like Gardevoir's total there is like 13. It'll probably be like 15, 16. Golden Go will probably be in the 12s. Like the numbers are usually just higher. Grimmsnarl might be a
Yeah.
little bit more popular, stuff like that. So online meta shares are not a very good representation of IRL tournament meta shares. The meta is usually a little bit more, is like a lot more top heavy. Like on online tournaments, a lot more spread out because there's like way less on the line. So everyone's just kind of playing, kind of whatever their favorite decks, something new they want to try. They're not like, oh, I'm trying my hardest to win this tournament, so I'm going to play Gardevoir, right?
Yeah, there were probably plenty of people who played in the online tournaments this past week with like Mega Venusaur or the
Yeah,
Mega Kangaskhan deck, and they're like never playing those decks for Milwaukee, but they just want to give it a shot.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, Grimstar, it's like doesn't feel like maybe if Golden Goes are like cutting their picnic baskets, but now Golden Go can be like one turn more aggressive against Grimmsnarl, right? They can turn one attack with Soul Rock going second, which is really scary for Grimmsnarl, who's well, I guess Grimmsnarl somehow always opens Buddy Poffin in their starting hand going first. So maybe I'm just wrong about that, but like it's really scary when you have like a Snorunt and an Impidimp and they turn one Soul Rock, knock one of those out. So even if they don't have the picnic basket, they can be one turn faster than they used to be. The Jelly Guardy has their tricks against it. The Poltnor matchup has never felt overwhelmingly good for uh, Grimmsnarl as well. I think it is like slightly favored, but if they have their candies, that makes things harder. And I mean, you could put the Psyduck in Grimmsnarl. I haven't like thought too hard about including that, but yeah, overall, Grim just feels really underwhelming to me as a deck. Maybe it might be better now than it was at Worlds. Like the metagame might be better for it now than it was at Worlds, but still not. I'm just not overly impressed with the deck right now. Um, yeah, despite actually like by far the most successful online tournament deck right now because it's only 5% of the meta, but it has the most top 8 percentage. So it is dominating as far as that goes.
Well, let me go ahead and ask you first the question you will probably be asked more than anything else at Milwaukee Regionals this weekend. If you were playing in the tournament, what deck would you have played?
um, Charizard, I think. I actually
Interesting.
I really liked as you're getting closer to the tournament, I was saying End Zoroark. But having put a little time in with Charizard, I mean, like my current build has Psyduck and 2 Mist Energy, but I kind of want a third Mist Energy.
Oh my god.
Um,
You're trying to
yeah,
beat Alakazam, right?
protect the duck, you stop TM Devo, you stop Dragapult spread. Like there's just it just seems and it's like really and also like you want to play a higher energy count to play into your team Evo anyways. So like there was that build with the Jet Energy that kind of came out of
I remember,
Champions
yeah.
League. And that was kind of cool. I tried like a couple games with the Jet Energy, but I was like, man, I just really want Mist Energy. There's been some lists seeing a lot of success that have been playing high luminous count, like triple luminous, double monkey Dory. And they're all playing into like Lily TM Evo instead of Arvin TM Evo, which is like what my list is as well. For Lily, the Tatsugiri. Um,
Bro, you're
I
obsessed.
I play 2 TM Evo in a town store. You still play like 2 Arvin, but like you're playing for turn 1 Lily, and then you hope to find the TM Evo. Even if you don't, Charizard's a pretty good deck at making comebacks, so you can like be a turn slow and be like 100% fine. So just see more cards, and you're still playing Candy, so you can still if you're not playing against Poltnor, play that Lily turn 1. You have an 8-card hand going into. It's pretty easy to get Candy Pidgeot, Candy Charizard, or at least Candy Charizard, and kind of be cooking from there. So yeah, I don't know. I really like Charizard right now. Personally, the deck feels pretty good. And like, I don't know. I actually like. I think I played hit 0 games against Paul Nor Charizard on ladder, but I got the duck in the mist energy. It should be good enough to get the matchup quite a bit closer. I still have the maximum belt in the deck as well, so that's like a big part for that deck, that matchup as well. Like I still have that in there, so should be good enough to like make the matchup a lot closer than it was in the past. So yeah, that's I would play Charizard for sure. The only thing I'd be scared of would be Control, which is a deck we'll talk about a little bit more. But Control seems I don't think it's like solvable for Charizard, and it seems pretty good right now. Like the best Control has been in a while.
Yeah, Blitzel won his own tournament with Control this weekend.
That was pretty funny to see for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the deck I've played the most has been Sarah Ledge. I talked about it a little bit last week. Probably just like, 4 or 5 games a day, like just on my
Yeah,
phone as I'm like watching the kids and stuff. But uh I think Sarah Ledge seems like really, really good. Like the best
yeah,
I think like if you were someone who liked playing Raging Bolt, you should just be playing Sarah Ledge right now in the format because it's very similar, like just this 2 prize beat stick deck, like straightforward, consistent, but it's really powerful and it got so much better with Lunatone Soul Rock. Um You can have like a one prizer board early game. You can make it again late game with legacy energy as well. I will say I did get sauced playing a game today on the ladder against someone playing Charizard who was playing Hero's Cape and Enhanced Hammer in their Charizard deck. So if that's you, you did ruin my day playing that game.
I haven't seen a decent amount of enhanced hammer actually pop up in the Charizard list. It's good against Pult, especially when
Yeah.
like they can't be as aggressive if you have the Psyduck in play. Like the Psyduck kind of like slows them down, allows you to have like a play like a more controlled board state, and then you can actually get decent value out of the enhanced hammer instead of them just going like pop double Nor, Iono you to two, KO your Pidgeot or something like that crazy. Like when they just have like a crazy turn, it's like all right, good luck, and it's just like well, I can never find enough stuff to like attack back and find the enhanced hammer. But now they have the duck to like control the board state a little bit more. You can actually find turn like you can find a good value in the pulp matchup with the enhanced hammer, and then it does also get the get the Sarah ledges. And I agree with you. I really like Sarah ledge as well, and it feels really really good overall. And it is kind of like the I will say I do think Raging Bolt Noctowl has more depth to it than the Sarah ledge for sure. But yeah, it's definitely the best that Sarah ledge has ever felt, I think, and it feels really really good right now for sure. And like yeah, there's a lot. The Turo, I feel like specifically like you called out, adds like a lot of depth to the Sarah ledge deck in terms of like it was actually like I was kind of
A
surprised by
lot of depth.
how yeah how
When do I draw my Winturo and when can I
well, I
play my
play
Turo?
2. I have 2 in my list right now because, like,
Okay,
I feel like
okay.
it comes up really often where, like, if you can just get your Fez out of play or get your Squawk out of play, or even sometimes get, like, a low HP 1 Prizer out of play, like, you can completely limit your opponent's options and,
What
like,
happened
be
to your
ahead.
Squawkless list, bro? You were like, "I'm cutting all these bad cards, Squawkabilly, Carmine, get them out of here."
I still have Squawk. I still have Squawk in there. I don't have the Carmine still, which, honestly, I have not, like I still have not, like felt like I've lost games because I didn't turn one Carmine. Like sometimes you need Squawk, sometimes you don't, but it's like feels so much nicer to just and like you just see so many more. As long as you get the rock set up, turn one going first, you see so many cards. Like you should be fine. Like it's like the deck doesn't need to reach super hard. I feel like the way it used to.
I can see
Um,
that.
so I'm still experimenting with it. I might come around to Carmine eventually and be like, Carmine still is probably the better way to go. But I would prefer not to play Carmine as long as the deck feels as good without Carmine because Carmine's just kind of a bad card. So
Yeah, yeah,
avoid it at all
makes sense.
costs.
All right. Well, we're gonna get into our Q&A, but before we do have guess that flavor text. But before we have guess that flavor text, we got to pay the bills and we got to thank our fantastic sponsor, Dragon Shield, for supporting us here at the Uncommon Energy podcast. It's Halloween over at Dragon Shield. They've got their brand new brushed art Halloween sleeves. Unfortunately, you can't use them in official Pokemon tournaments, but they got the playmat. They got the sleeves out there for you if you want them. But we, of course, love the classic colors. We've got the dual mats, we got the mats, we've got the classics. Azul's a big fan of the mats. I've been all about the classics recently. But whatever your preference is for sleeves, Dragon Shield has definitely got you covered. And they've got you colored too with lots of different color options to choose from. And if you pick anything up, you can click the link in our description, use our code UEPOD, get yourself 5% off, and help to support us here.
Yeah, appreciate that. Up next, we do have guess that flavor text. This week, Chip is going to pick a card, read the flavor text, and then I have to try and guess which Pokemon and card the flavor text belongs to. I'll get 4 points, like I did last time if I guess it without using a single lifeline. But for each lifeline I use, I would get 1 less point. Lifelines are what set the card is from, what stage the card is, and then read an attack name from the card. Currently, I'm only 1 point behind Chip. We're so close
Hmm.
to at least tying. Even if I use all 3 lifelines and I still get it right, I'll at least tie Chip this week. Chip, I'm ready for this week's flavor text.
All right, Azul, let's see what you can do here. Awakened by moonlight, it roams actively at night. During the day, it stays quietly underground.
Underground? What? For some reason, I think this is well. That wouldn't make sense though. Underground. Well, I mean, it could be the moon Pokemon, Clefable, or Clefairy, or whatever. It's those ones, right? Clefable and Clefairy, or the moon
Yeah.
Pokemon. For some reason, I was thinking about Hypno, but why would a Hypno be underground? I can't even picture a Hypno going underground. All right, read it to me one more time.
Awakened by moonlight, it roams actively at night. During the day, it stays quietly underground.
Hmm. Lunatone? Could it be Lunatone? All right. Lunatone's a rock. I guess a rock could be underground though. Like, all right, give
There
me.
there are rocks in the ground.
Yeah, we'll go with what set the card is from.
This card is from Neo Genesis.
Was there Soul Rock and Lunatone were those cards back then? I think there was Hypno a card back then. Hypno might have been a card. See, I don't know.
Dude,
Those ones are
Hypno is a
older.
Gen 1 Pokemon.
Oh, is it really? What about Soul Rock and Lunatone? They're what, Gen 3, Gen 4, or something
Dude,
like
Gen
that?
3, good job.
Okay.
And what generation
Neo
is Neo?
Base. That's like the Gen 1, right? Neo Genesis or is that
It's
Gen
the
2?
very first of the second generation sets.
Okay, okay. All right, read it to me one more time.
Awakened by moonlight, it roams actively at night. During the day, it stays quietly underground.
So it's not Soul Rock or it's not Lunatone. It could be Hypno. I don't know why it would be. All right, give me. So I've done the. All right, give me an attack name.
Hide,
It's a basic. Basic. What is Hypno's basic? Drowsy.
drowsy.
Maybe it's drowsy. I don't know why I'm obsessed with those guys with the moon. Oh, I know it's a basic, so I don't need to ask that. So it's hide. Hide Neogenesis.
Yep.
Dude, this one's tough. I feel like Clefairy's the basic, right? Clefable's the
hmm
stage one. I feel like it could be Clefairy, but I don't think a Clefairy's underground though. Or we mean the flavor text one last time.
Awakened by moonlight, it roams actively at night. During the day, it stays quietly underground.
I feel like a Clefairy could also have hide though. So I'm gonna go with Clefairy, I guess. Locking Clefairy.
Locking it in.
Yeah.
He's locking in Clefairy. Before I tell you, Azul, if you're right or wrong, I will give the last lifeline. What stage the card is? It is a basic. So you had that right. It is a basic. And Azul, unfortunately, it is not Clefairy. It is not Clefairy. I don't hate the guess though, but I did not think you were going to get this one, to be honest. It does have one other attack. We'll see if you can get it off this other attack. Absorb. I
Ralt?
guess that doesn't help you. It helps
Ralt?
most people though. Did
Absorb.
you just say Ralts?
I don't know. Some psychic
Absorb? Yeah,
Pokemon.
never mind. I shouldn't. Why would I assume that this attack would help you? It's Oddish. Oddish is the Pokemon.
What is so is he like buried underground? Sure.
Bro, it's an onion. He
Like a
just burrowed.
blueberry. Yeah, I
He's a
guess
little
it is.
blueberry. Yeah, I think it's like he's like a root plant.
I would have never gotten to Oddish. Yeah, I didn't know Oddish was cared about the moon like that. I don't know Oddish only came out at night.
Dude, I
Wait,
love
look at
this
some Oddish
artwork.
cards.
I love this artwork.
Look at some other Oddish cards. They're out in the daytime. Like, or am I trolling?
No, I don't know. Not all of them.
Let's find out.
No, that's dark
No.
nighttime. This one's there you go. And oh,
Yeah, this
there's the moon
yeah,
right
but look at the
there.
yeah, there is but look at these other ones. This is
I
illegal.
mean,
He's not supposed to be out at he's gonna go to jail. He's not supposed to be out at this time. Look
but
at
look,
that. Look,
he,
basking in the sun.
he's snoozing,
He's not
bro.
underground though. They're gonna get
He's
him.
nocturnal, nocturnal. There's the night.
He's like the in some of them the
If
sun is setting as
exposed to
well.
moonlight, it starts to move. It roams far and wide at night to scatter its seeds.
Look at that one that was Sweet Scent. He's out there in the
During the
daytime.
day, it stays in the cold undergrounds to avoid the sun. It grows by bathing in the moonlight.
That's not true though. Look at the one right next to that one. What is this?
During the day, it stays in cold underground to avoid the sun.
Yeah, what is this guy doing then, bro? What is this Oddish doing? He is enjoying. He's basking in the sun
Dude,
right there.
it's dude, no, it's just a bright moon.
Yeah, it's a really bright moon.
No, it might be using the move Moonlight, which is like I
Oh,
think is it I think was maybe a signature move of the evolution line for a while. I don't remember
I don't
for
know about
sure.
this.
Moonlight move.
This is a scam for sure.
Moonlight is a non-damaging fairy type move introduced in Generation 2. Prior to Generation 6, it was a normal type move. Oh, a lot of Pokemon learn it, but Oddish, Gloom, Vileplume are some of them.
This feels like a scam. All right, though. It's fine.
Literally, the only Generation 1 Pokemon that learned the move Moonlight. Dude, not that many Pokemon learn this move. Holy cow. The only Generation 1 Pokemon that learns it is Clefairy Evolution Line and the Oddish Evolution Line.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I guess like that is like the Oddishes that are out of day are basically like the nocturnal Oddish is. You know what I'm saying? Like they are nocturnal, or it's like a it's a reverse nocturnal Oddish.
They're just normal. What
Well,
is the inverse? What is the
to
inverse of
them,
nocturnal?
to them, this is being nocturnal, being out in the daytime like this.
What is the opposite of nocturnal? The opposite of nocturnal is diurnal, meaning active during the daytime.
So
But you
we're
probably
all
won't be using that word much unless you're a zoologist.
we are diurnal. Humans are
Yes.
diurnal. I
Speak for
guess,
yourself,
right?
bro.
All right.
Better
Well,
luck
it
next
did
week,
not.
Azul.
Well, 2 weeks from now, I guess.
2 weeks.
Well, actually, no. I'll take the luck for next week. Hope pick a good one that you don't get. I'll take it.
I'm locked in, bro. I'm getting my points back.
No.
All right. Well, we did put out a post over on the podcast Twitter asking people to send us in their questions for this week about Milwaukee Regionals. And we're not going to be able to answer every single one, but we got a lot of replies, 55 responses here. We're not going to be able to answer every single question, but we've picked out a few that we are going to get to for sure. And yeah, want to talk about. So let's go ahead. You got anything else you want to say, or you just want to hop right in, Azul?
Let's get into it.
All right, first question here from Plasma Fists 11. Nick T says, "Do you believe Cerulege will make top cut?" So we both kind of mentioned how we like Cerulege right now. To be honest, I think it is pretty solid. To be honest, but I also think that it's a deck that is easy enough to game plan for at a high level. It's also easy to tech for if people wanted to. Like the enhanced hammer is pretty good against it.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know how. I don't think people are going to really be teching super hard for Cerulege this weekend. Like I don't think it's going to be a 10% plus meta share deck, right?
It could be. I wouldn't be
I
surprised to
honestly,
see it.
it could be 10%.
I could
That's
see it hit
fair.
to the tens. I don't know. The deck feel like we both think the deck feels pretty good. I think that's like the general sentiment as well. It's like, oh, this deck feels pretty good. Um, but if I had to bet on it making cut or not, like that's kind of the question, right? Like, if we have to say yes or no, like it's one of those decks where it's like the only deck I would bet to make top cut would be Gardevoir. I'm pretty sure. Like I would not bet on anything else to make top cut, but I wouldn't be like shocked if Sarah Ledge made top cut. But if we have to
You
pick, I'm gonna go with no because I don't think is the biggest factor just gonna be
Do you want to know a good way to tell if a card or a deck is going to be popular at a given tournament is?
whoa, what is the way?
You hop over to TCG Player and you look at the graph and see
Mm.
how many of them have sold in the last 2 weeks. And if you look at Cerulege, first off, market price up to $7 for this card.
Okay, he's spiking.
That is a
Someone's
pretty
someone's playing
big
Sarah
jump.
Ledge. That is, and what is that? That's you make it. What was it? Make it 1 month. See what it goes like that. So it is like the last, and it's the last week,
Yeah,
right?
dude. There were 158 Ceruleges sold on October 1st.
And how many were sold literally today?
Today, 59. But if people are buying them
But
today
it's
on
like the
TCG
spike
Player,
from
they're not getting them for the tournament.
yeah,
But like they're way more expensive now. So like less are
yeah,
selling because the price is like gone up, right? But
yeah.
total sold in the last month 1,828 Cerulege.
How does that compare to? I'm trying to think of another thing to like compare that to. Then, like, what would be something where it's like, okay, this is going to be super popular. Guard 4EX, sure. But see, I feel like there's it's like it's way less people have to go to TCG Player to get Guard 4EX. See, look at
True.
trying to think of like a good comparison
But
card.
see, like these as well, like people It's because this card is something people have had, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
people
that's what I
aren't going
mean.
online to buy it. Sarah Ledge is really kind of the only big fit, but there's, like, similar you could look back at, like,
Golden Go, like, last set release
yeah,
would have been a good thing to look at.
yeah, Before Worlds, Golden Go EX, and it did have a little bit of a boop spike up.
Yeah, how many were selling though? Is it about the same numbers or
Well, it's like a lot of them sell before, and then the price, like, gets a bit higher, and then
yeah,
people like, they sell a little bit less frequently, right?
yeah.
But, I mean, this is a pretty good indication, like, the card was hyped up, a lot of people buy it, and then it stays up here for, like, how many, this is just tracking the price, right? And then the blue bar in the background tells you how many are sold.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll definitely be decently popular, like, probably over 5% for sure.
I think for
Um,
sure, yeah.
yeah, I think but the big factor for me would just be, like, do I think the better players are gonna play the deck? Probably not. So I would bet against it making top cut, but I definitely would not be surprised to see one in cut for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet that it will be in top cut, like, um I think there will be pretty good players that choose to play it because I mean, I really do think it's, really good. I mean, dude, there was like it wasn't that long ago, there was really good players playing things like Arceus Duraludon. Really good players play things like Raging Bolt, like Christian Labella won a tournament,
Well, no, no,
won
no, well,
Milwaukee
yeah,
with
there's
Raging
always
Bolt,
gonna be good players playing every deck. I'm just saying, like, you just compare it to, like, last format.
On average, yes,
Altnor
I
and
understand.
Guard for yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, there's gonna be a tier 1 player playing Sarah Ledge, right, at least, but there's gonna be 100 tier 1 players playing Guard for, so they have an
You
uphill
think there's
battle.
100 tier 1 players in the game?
No, I'm just, comparatively, just making the comparison to, like,
Sure.
put it into perspective, so Sarah Ledge, I would bet against it making cut just based on that.
Mike Gregan Ellis asks, "Is Grimmsnarl finally in with a chance of winning?"
I don't think so. Yeah, I'm just not very confident in the deck. Um, and it gained Lily. So, actually, I haven't played Grimmsnarl this format, so I haven't really felt how much Lily adds to the deck. Maybe it adds more than I'm aware of. Yeah, maybe the deck is like that much more improved. So that could be like a piece of information that I'm kind of missing to make this judgment. I guess Psyduck, it did gain like the potential of including Psyduck. I guess
Yeah,
every deck gained that, but it's not
there's
like
that evil
Altnor was
toll as
something.
well.
It's not like Paulton or something you were afraid of. I think that Miraculous is still probably better though
Yeah,
for
it
him
probably is.
because the return damage from the abilities is like super nice. So no, I think Grimstar was still probably a better play for NAIC than it was this tournament. And Grimstar was already like Grimstar would have been well, like I wouldn't have been surprised to see Grimstar win NAIC, I guess. But
There was a couple,
um,
I'm pretty sure, on the winning in at Pittsburgh. At least one for sure, but I think there was
Grims,
two.
there might have
So it
been.
was close, but obviously didn't quite get there.
Yeah, well, JW was like a round removed from the winning in, and I'm not sure. Maybe in the last round there was someone who was on the winning in
But there
for
definitely was. There definitely
cut.
was.
I would have been still surprised if it had won the tournament. Like if it had made cut, I would have been shocked, but I would have been definitely surprised if it had taken the whole thing down
Yeah.
at Pitts. And I would be similarly surprised for if one's in cut, I wouldn't be shocked as well. Even a couple in cut. If there's like two Grims in cut, depending how big the cut is, would not be shocked at all.
All right. Next question from Ethan says, "What do you think Tord has cooked up for this regional?"
That's tough. I mean, he's already said that no one's guessed it yet, which is like means it's probably something that's a little bit out there, or it could just be like a pretty big innovation on a deck. Like I saw someone post Dragapult Zoroark the other day on Twitter, which was definitely interesting as far as like an answer to the Gardevoir matchup goes. That was kind of cool. I forget who posted that. I think maybe Harper on Twitter posted it. That was a pretty cool build. So I don't know. It could be something out there like that, or it could be like Mega Camerupt, Mega Bomb Snow, maybe. Um, but definitely excited to see what it is. Always excited to see what Tord cooks up.
I know what it is.
What?
It's obviously with his comparison to Golisopod, switching active. What's a new card that came out that lets you switch your bench to the active?
Ooh, he's playing Zoroark and Megalopony. He's getting ahead of the metagame, ahead of the format, playing with
No.
the oh, alright, my bad.
No, no,
Switch the
no.
active. Is there a new card that switches the active on one?
Yes, it's a stadium card.
Oh, Surfing Beach? He's playing Palafin.
Palafin!
Ooh! Palafin's pretty sick.
Toward on the Palafin. Here it comes. Just wait, just wait.
I
You
doubt it's
you people may
Palafin.
already know by the time they're listening to this, to be honest, based on
Yeah.
whenever his class comes out. All right, next question is from Gyarados TCG says, or sorry, Gary Dose TCG says, will we see more Klefki in Polt this weekend? And there's a couple other questions about Polt as well. So we'll just use this to kind of talk about Polt in general, Dusk Polt, Straight Polt, all the different things. What do you think like the big innovations could be for Polt this weekend? Klefki does seem like a decent choice, to be honest.
If it's not something that solves the Gardevoir matchup, you should probably just not play. Like, you just shouldn't play Pult. If you're gonna play Pult, it should be Pult Nor. Candy feels way better with lilies as well. I will say that. Like, I've played
For
some
sure.
Pult this format. The Candy combos feel way more consistent with Lily in the deck. So if you're gonna play Pult Nor, I would say play Rare Candy. If you haven't come up with something better than Rare Candy to beat Gardevoir, especially because like I would say maybe not. I would say like Guardy without Jellicent might still be more popular, but success-wise, I expect it to at least be like 50-50. Like, Jelly is gonna be as successful as non-Jelly Guardy, even if non-Jelly Guardy is more popular.
And that's similar to what we saw in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and well, that was, like, overwhelmingly more popular for its, like,
Right. And
for the
then,
play rate
yeah, yeah,
difference. I don't think it'll be like it probably won't be that extreme. I
sure.
don't know, maybe it will be, though. Maybe Jelly will just dominate as far as the Guardy results go. I could definitely see that still, to be honest. But yeah, I would leave the Pult at home if you haven't come up with something new and cool besides candies and with Lily, which is like nothing crazy, obviously. If it's something like the Zoroark build like that I mentioned that I saw, like if you tried something like that and all of a sudden you're at least 50-50 against Guardy, then that would be the way to go with. Will we see Klefki specifically? Probably, because like if I think the duck makes a difference in the deck that I'm playing, against Pult Nor, like if I'm playing Charizard, I'm playing Duck. If I'm playing Grimmsnarl, and I think that the Pult Nor matchup goes from like slightly favored to like overwhelmingly favored, I'm playing the Duck. Like if these are things I have not tested. Like I've not played Grimmsnarl with Duck against Pult. Like I'd want to sit down and play like 10 games in a row and see what happens. Um, but if I think Duck makes a big difference percentage wise, I'm playing the Duck in my deck. So if I was for some reason forced to play Pult, I would probably play the Klefki as long as it works smoothly. I guess I don't know for sure how smooth the Klefki is in Pult. So that's something I'm unaware of, to be honest. All I know is that it's an answer for the duck.
Yeah, I think that Dragapult will probably still be pretty solidly represented. Probably will
Like
still lose to
10%, yeah.
Gardevoirs ultimately. um but yeah, I think yeah, I agree for sure on the like rare candies with the lilies. Like definitely seems way better. I think like rare candy is just so strong in the deck just in general, but like it's so much more difficult to play with heavy research in the deck because like it's just harder to pull off the pieces, right? You can
Yeah,
actually play less candy now. You can play like the 2 candy as opposed to like the 4 candy and like it'll still
yeah,
come up, right? Because you're not like just ditching the resource, right?
yeah. Also, like,
Um
less stretcher. You have, like, more room in the deck because you can play a lower stretcher count.
that is
Um,
true for
although,
sure.
like, the 4 stretcher research thing was kind of like a cool
It just gave you more access, yeah.
and like as an engine in itself, right? You play research, you discard some of your good cards, but now all of your night stretchers are live. So it's like if I hit an ultra ball or a night stretcher, I get my Dracloak at it like from the discard pile or the deck, right? So that was like a cool combination. But the Lily overall feels better for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say like yeah, I would say if you can make if the Klefki is smooth in the deck, I don't know what else you have to play some other stuff in there. You have to play like air balloon, like it has to get in the active, you have to get
Latias,
it out of the active. Oh, you have lot no, because it shuts off your Latias. Klefki shuts off your Latias. So like you need
sure.
like, you need to get it in the active and then get it out of the active. So I don't even know what that looks like. But if there's a way that that works, then I guess I would play it. But I don't even know if that's like a functioning thing. Like, yeah, I don't even know how you'd make that function, to be honest. With air balloon, like they take a knockout, then you can push it up with air balloon, or they KO Badu, so you can push up. I don't know. So yeah, they KO Badu, so you push up Klefki, but then you have to have Klefki preemptively on the bench, eating up a bench space. That just all sounds so miserable. I don't even know if it's like a real thing. I haven't tried to actually make it work in the deck, so I actually don't know.
Sure.
Might just be fake.
Fake news, Gary Dose. All right. Michael Ingalls says to Nor or not to Nor with Charizard. You seem like you are kind of liking Charizard for this weekend. What do you think? Dusknor, no Dusknor? I feel like it's
I
probably hard to play Dusknor if you're playing Psyduck plus a bunch of Mist energies in your deck. How are you finding space?
I haven't been playing the Dusknoir. I just think it feels like super unnecessary. Um, yeah, it just feels like super unnecessary to play in your deck. It eats up so much space, and then if they just have the
I
duck,
feel
it
like
just like
it's
doesn't do anything. Like you have no way to like deal with duck, like unless you're gonna play the Klefki. I think if you're maybe if you're playing like okay, that's like the one cool thing about the Jet Energy build. Like the Jet Energy build, you can play Klefki and you have the Jet Energy, so you can jet the Klefki in the active, shut off their duck, pop your Nor, retreat into Charizard, attack with Charizard. So like you can do all that, but it's like so much more you need to deal with like another piece your opponent can so easily put into play and like make it a threat. So overall, yeah, overall, I haven't been a fan of Dusknoir for in Charizard like for a long time, and like still, I'm just like I feel like the deck is just fine without it. Like we don't need these extra pieces to just be more consistent. I don't know.
it just opens up so many powerful plays, like it makes it easier to briar, unlocks your counter catcher, you boost like I wonder if you could actually just play a Dusclops line, like one Duskull, one
Yeah,
Dusclops, just to like have access to the options that you gain from like giving your opponent a prize card, but it also like Dusclops plus Burning Darkness will let you get there to like KO like Golden Go, right?
Paralyze
That's
more
yeah,
aggressively, stuff like
Sarah.
that.
Well, no, it's Sarah if you have like max build, I guess, right? But
If they draw one prize and you pop the 50
oh,
on them
sure,
and
sure,
then
sure.
swing, or Maxwell could involve, I guess, as well, depending on what they if they're not drawing a prize card initially and stuff like that. And it does unlock your Briar aggressively. You do have that. I still like Briar. I just don't understand not playing Briar in Charizard. I feel like yeah, I don't know. I feel like you don't win a ton of games because you have it, but you're maybe it's one of those things where it's like your opponent's gonna play around it no matter what. So like but then, like, there's gonna be situations where your opponent's like figures out you don't play it, or there's so many people who aren't playing it right now. I think it might even be correct to just assume if you go up against a Charizard in Milwaukee that they don't have Briar because I feel like the majority don't have it from what I've seen. So yeah, like I like Briar in the deck still, even though I'm not playing Dusknoir because I feel like it's not that hard to like line it up and be like, well, now you have to respect this or I'm going to win the game, and then they respect it and you win because they had to respect it. I don't know. I feel like that still comes up super often. Um, to just have the Briar in the deck, but I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something with the exclusion of the Briar. But it feels like it just adds such a relevant it's just such a powerful card. It adds such a relevant layer to what your opponent has to decide what they want to do based around it that like it's definitely worth including. But
On the
maybe I'm missing
topic of
something.
Briar, going to a different deck though. I assume you've still been playing it in your Sarah deck.
Yeah, 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 definitely.
How and for a long time, you would always say that Sarah was the deck that it felt like could use Briar the best.
Yeah, it definitely did. Yeah,
I don't feel like that's necessarily the case as much right now.
it does.
I've
Yeah, it doesn't come up
it
as
if it
much.
feels like it doesn't come up basically at all, to be honest. I've still been playing it in there because I feel like it's like the potential of it like mattering has been there,
Yeah,
right? Like where it's like I can play to using Briar, but maybe it's just the element of attacking with Soul Rock more often, like having the one prizers of the legacy, like just so
yeah.
often your opponent
You're so far
does
ahead, it doesn't matter.
you're so far ahead
Yeah,
or they are on odd prizes and they're not it's like they go to the one but it's like you're on your even prizes so it like doesn't
yeah.
matter.
I feel like they and I do like feel like they also play around it all the time, but them playing around it usually sets them back a turn, right? As well. Also, if they're on odd prices, you're winning the game anyways. But it's like when it's
Right.
like they're not. I don't know. I feels like it's still just the card is just so good and it's so easy to access in Saralege and Charizard. Like I don't know, the card just feels like too good to not play.
Right.
For sure. Yeah, even in Saralege, I do agree with you. It doesn't feel as good as it has in Saralege in the past, but like I think
I
I
have
still want to
debated
play it.
not playing it in my list, but I still have it in there.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I have to that's like one of those things where I'd have to grind a lot of games against meta decks, like sit down and play 10 games against.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
see how
it
often
rare,
it comes up.
yeah. Like how often does it come up? It like rarely comes up against Pult like ever, but like Guardy would be a big question mark. It's like if we don't have it, how does Guardy get to be able to play the game now that they
Yeah.
know you don't have Briar? And I feel
And
like they
that's
can
a
be a
big
lot more
factor for
aggressive.
sure. That is a huge factor of it for sure.
Yeah. Also, the threat of specifically the threat of Turo enables Briar because now they can't set like decks can't set up for these big multi-prize turns because you could just Turo a damaged Pokemon out of play. So it makes them have to play like it like they kind of like like they complement each other very well. I feel like Turo and Briar in the deck because because like it forces your opponent to be more aggressive, which then means they might have to trigger Briar to have a chance to win the game. But
All right. Next question here comes from RG, who says, "What is the best Gardevoir variant for the event, and how do you think that changes after Milwaukee?" We'll focus mostly on the first part here because it's kind of hard to know how it'll change after
yeah,
Milwaukee, right?
might still be the best, whatever it
Um,
is.
yeah, right. I mean, I think the big question here is like Jellicent or no Jellicent, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty hype on Charizard. So I think honestly, I've played 0 games with Guardy. Whatever Guardy build has a better Charizard matchup, I think, and it probably is Jellicent. I think I would assume. Um, I would say that's probably the better version of Guardy. I think Charizard is going to be decently popular, but I think its success is going to be it's going to be pretty successful. Would be my prediction. So
I
everyone
would
has a better
not
Charizard
predict.
matchup.
I would not predict Charizard to be popular, but I could see it doing really well.
Yeah. Well, I think it'll be like over 5%,
I
maybe
don't know
5.
that it will be. Will it be?
I don't
That's kind of
know.
because it's like basically been non-existent. It's kind of hard for
Yeah, I guess it's like maybe it is also a
it's
deck
not,
that
and it's not as hype as something like Ledge,
this is
right?
true. That's very true. Maybe you're right. Maybe it will still be sub 5%. But I think it'll go pretty far. I think a lot of good, not a lot. I think some good players will definitely bring Charizard for sure. Um, yeah, I would say, but I would still lean towards that as being maybe one of my factors because like I feel like Charizard might be a deck you have to beat to win the tournament. Maybe I'm a little bit too hype on Charizard, but I don't know.
That
I really like the idea of
that
the
is a
deck.
that is pretty hype right there to say that.
Yeah. But I would say, I don't know, Jelly seems like the better build overall. But it seems like the build that has more depth to it. Sometimes being more linear is better though. But like overall, I feel like it feels like I'd want the depth going into Milwaukee, I guess. So I would lean towards Jelson being the better variant. And after the tournament, I mean, it depends what Tord's crazy deck is that he uses to win the tournament, how that changes the metagame. So we'll have to wait and see.
So towards just winning, huh? You've seen
Maybe.
this Azul rule one of casting, but just because you've seen the script doesn't mean that you get to tell everyone.
uh, I gotta make sure to remember that in the future. My bad. I meant Henry Child's winning again. He's doing it again.
Azul, that's the backup script.
Just in case Tord's flight gets
Yeah,
canceled.
yeah.
He definitely has a couple layovers coded, so it could happen. He might not make the event.
Next question here from Alex says, "Will Liam Halliburton get the two-peat with Zoark?" And just Zoark in general here. Let's talk about
Yeah,
that for a moment.
yeah.
Um,
I think it's unlikely Liam does, but that would be pretty sick. I definitely would
it
be
would be
rooting for
sick.
him. If he's doing well in the tournament, if he goes, I guess I don't even know for sure he's going, but if he ends up going, then yeah, I'd definitely be rooting for him to get the 2P. That'd be pretty sick.
Zork didn't really get much from the new set except for
Lily, potential
Lily,
Lily.
right?
Oh, actually, no. It got you. I don't even know if you play
E-
Lily. Yeah. So I've been playing Lily in my build recently just to like try it, but I could still see Cyrano or Arvin being the better way to go. Um. But Yveltal is actually huge
Better
because
than it. Well, so what's the difference there between playing Maractus in Grimstar, Maractus still feeling better versus Eviltal in Zoark?
so the thing with like Maractus in Grimmsnarl is you have a way to generate damage on your side of the field with Frostlass, but you don't have that in Zoroark. But with Yveltal, you can poison it with Petron EX, so it allows you to like bring up Fez, and then your opponent can be like, "Oh, well, I'll just wait for you to KO this." But now you can trap it for 10 turns, poison it with Pets leading up to that, and Monkey Dory damage KO it on your turn, and then bring up something else and trap it again. So you kind of have like an infinite trap loop in Zoroark now because you can poison your Petron. So Yveltal is a huge upgrade for Zora because now you didn't really have that threat with Maractus. It was like, oh, I'm heading to
You could
Prize
just buy
Exchange.
time, yeah.
Yeah, you could be like, oh, I'm heading to Prize Exchange. You can Maractus my Pheasantipity until it gets KO'd, and then I'm still ahead. Maybe if I have 4 prize cards left and you have 6, and you go Maractus your Fez, and you're like, okay, we'll see you in 11 turns. I'm still going to be ahead when I take the knockout after you KO my thing because I put no damage in play on your side of the field. But now you just Petron EX your Yveltal, and now it's like, oh shoot, they can set up for like a 3-4 prize turn and be ahead in the prize exchange all of a sudden. So Yveltal is a massive upgrade. Lily, I mean, the Lily build is cool, but like it still might be better to play Arvin or Cyrano. I don't have too strong an opinion on the best way to play Zoroark. But before I tried out Charizard, the deck like when people in my chat would ask me, Azul, what would you play if you went to Milwaukee? I was saying Zoroark. But now that I've tried Charizard out, I would definitely go. And now Charizard's like my deck if I was to play in Milwaukee, which I'm obviously not now. But Zork still seems pretty decently positioned for sure. I don't know the best way to play it. I'm sure Liam probably has close to the the best way to play it if he's going to the event. So I'm excited to see what build of Zork Liam brings. I'm sure if he goes to the event, he's probably playing Zork.
Next question from Victor. Jungle Dump.
Probably not. No, I do think having played a decent amount with the deck now, tried out a couple of different builds. I do think from what I've played, there's more potential out there. So I'm interested in trying the deck further to figure out where its ceiling is. But overall, the deck just does not feel that powerful. Or I guess I should say that good. Because the deck is very powerful when it sets up. The consistency is more of its issue. But yeah, like it's just like the deck doesn't feel that good overall due to mostly a lack of consistency.
Yeah, I haven't played this deck, but it just feels like there's a lot going on,
A lot
too
going
much
on.
going on.
Yeah.
Um, I think like the Meganium is the big card here, and
That's the
like
powerhouse for sure.
Meganium plus Teal Mask or Meganium Hydrapple, like those are both more intriguing to me than Venusaur personally.
I don't know if
Um,
Hydra is better, but yeah, I am intrigued by the Ogrepon build, like just Teal Mask plus
yeah,
Meganium.
yeah. And that's another deck. That's a deck. Speaking of decks that can use Briar, that's a deck that
Yeah,
can use Briar. I actually played against someone who's playing a pretty cool build of that with Teal Mask and energy switches and uh
right.
Regigigas.
Oh, Regigigas, yeah. Yeah, Regigigas
And that
is
was
super good. Like that
yeah,
one of the builds that I played, I borrowed Lucky's list. I got top 4 in I forget one of the bigger online tournaments that happened. I was looking for some inspiration for Venusaur because the first time I tried it, I was like, this just feels terrible. Their list felt way better than what I was working with. And they had the Regigigas in there. Like Regigigas is like a very powerful Pokemon. It's just like it takes 4 colorless energy. So it's
right.
like really hard to set up. We haven't been able to set that thing up since Lugia efficiently. But now Meganium plus E switches, Meganium plus Venusaur. Now you can get that thing set up pretty quickly, and it's like a one prize Pokemon that one hit KOs so many major Pokemon in the format right now. So it's pretty powerful.
And then the last question we have, we're still going to talk about some of the other decks, but this is the last question. Is Dingo on Fraud Watch? Question mark. It feels like there has not been a lot of talk and discussion around Golden Go with the new format, and part of that is very much the like shiny new thing syndrome, right? People are more focused on the new stuff. Dingo doesn't really feel like got a I mean, I guess it did get Soul Rock Lunatone. That I should
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
say that's a pretty big difference there, but it definitely doesn't feel like I think the full grip games 1K or 3K happened, right? And there was a couple golden goes in that cut, like 3 or 4 even.
yeah,
But I don't feel like I've seen a lot of like discussion around that deck.
yeah. I don't even know if honestly, I don't even know if the stones way is the best way to play the deck. I could still see it being Energy Surge Pro. I haven't invested that
Yeah.
much time. Like I've just tried out the new builds because like I'm just trying the new stuff, but I haven't like that's the thing is like I play a lot of Pokemon, but I try like I just play with like all the different decks. So like I'm not investing a ton of time to be like, oh, how do I solve this deck in the metagame or how do I solve that deck in the metagame? So I actually truly don't know the best way to play Golden Go. I could definitely very well see it still being Energy Surge Pro because that deck still feels like disgustingly good, whether it be I guess maybe the Togekiss build is still just the way to play that build, but like that deck still feels there's no reason that deck isn't still really good, right? So I will say like the the Solrock Lunatone build I feel like has a way worse Gardevoir Jellicent matchup. I feel like that matchup is a lot harder. You don't have the Lavencias. A lot of your deck is built on using your energy as draw power as opposed to retaining it. So that can be tough as well because you need to play the game or you're just going to lose the game. But as you're playing the game, you're discarding energy, and your Soul Rock can only go so far in that matchup. If you play the Vitality Man, you can want to KO the Frillish, but they're going to start to counter catch your stuff, and then they can put like a Bravery Charm on the Frillish as well, and then there's not getting one KO'd. So, um, yeah, I'm not. Golden Gold seems fine right now. It's going to be another one of those things where it's like I don't expect a ton of top tier players to play the deck either. That's for sure. So yeah, I don't think it's on fraud watch. Deck's still very good, but I don't expect it to do very well at the tournament. I don't think.
I think
It won't
that puts it
perform.
on Fraud Watch naturally, right?
But like I think if a bunch of good players played it, I think it would perform well. It's like one of
I
those
mean,
things
if a
where it's
bunch of
like,
good players played Mega Camera Up, it would probably do pretty good too, you know?
no, I don't think so. That deck is definitely not as good as Golden Go. Like, although
Sure.
I did see who did I see tweet about Mega Camera Up? It was oh the name's eluding me right now. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know someone is bringing Mega Camera Up to the tournament. That's for sure. Um, Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't expect it to be very successful, but mostly just because I don't expect a lot of top players to bring the deck. But I think it's still good. I just don't know the best way to play it as well. That's kind of eluding me as well. So
So last second question. Someone just tweeted this at us while we were recording. So one more question in here because this is one of the decks we were going to talk about that no one had asked a question about. Someone gets in there though. Lino asks, "How can Terrabox adapt to this meta?"
I mean, it's
So
got some new.
Terrabox was kind of like end of last format, popped up
Right.
pretty strong, right? There was two in Top Cut at Pittsburgh. They did both lose in a sim, but there was two Terrabox in there.
Um, it's hard. I mean, Guardy's going to be Guardy. I think is going to be like solidly the most popular deck. You just have a bad Guardy matchup. Like I don't know if there's anything to do. Like it's even worse now because the Jellicent build I imagine is harder to beat because like even if you water pawn turn 2, they can be like, okay, cool, Iono Frillish. Good luck. It's like if you don't raw draw Crispin, like you're just stuck for a turn, and then they set up and you lose. Like, yeah, I don't know. I just don't. It's like I don't think there's a way to deal with Gardevoir. You got some new tools. You got the Mega Kangaskhan. I don't know if it's worth playing in the deck. From what I've seen, like the way boards develop with the deck, though, I don't think you have room for Mega Kangaskhan on your bench. Mega Mawile is also an option to play in the deck for a heavy hitter in any matchup at the end of games. Once again, not sure if it's worth it, but I don't. There's nothing you can play in the deck to make your Guardian matchup better. So like that, and that's what you need to adapt to right now. So I don't think there is a way to adapt. He's just in a bad spot. Play the Duck if you want to beat Poltnor harder. I guess that's what we got. Counter their candies.
So here's a couple other decks. No, so worth noting, nobody asked questions about these decks. So take that as you will. But still decks we want to talk about. Raging Bolts.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely worth talking about. But like, the Raging Ball is definitely another deck where it's like
I think this is maybe going to be the least played Raging Bolt has been like in 12 months.
might be, yeah. It's just so bad right now. I think it's like Guardian matchup bad, Poltnar matchup bad. Your Golden Go matchup definitely got worse if they're playing the Rocks build because now they can play through a one prize board initially, and they have draw power with a one prize board. Like, it can make things super awkward for you to like get the leg up on the prize exchange. Charizard, if it makes a comeback, which I expect a little bit of a comeback, I expect like Charizard will be more successful than it is popular, if that makes sense. Um, so that's bad matchup. Like I don't like what is the point of playing Raging Ball? I guess I just don't know. Yeah, I don't think there is a point of playing Raging Ball anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there's going to be a lot of people who were playing Raging Bolt who are now playing Ledge, to be honest.
Yeah, that might be the if you're just like an
That's all the
aggro
people who
player,
bought
like
those Ledges on TCG Player. They're the
the
Raging Bolt players who've been playing the same deck for 12 months.
the mass migration from Raging Ball to Sarah Ledge. Yeah, I mean it's kind of like yeah, if you're an aggro deck fan, like Sarah Ledge is probably the place to be right now. Especially because it feels more fun than Golden Go. Golden Go is such a boring deck. It is like ridiculously boring. Like playing it like the new cool way to play it for a little while. Like I say this all about Golden Go all the time. Playing the new cool way to play the deck is like fun for a little while, but then like whenever I go revisit Golden Go after doing that, I'm like, wait a second, why am I playing Golden Go? This is terrible. I do not like this at all.
Fighting stuff. So Cynthia's Garchomp / Mega Lucario. One, is there room for both of those decks to like be good in the meta, or is one probably just better than the other, or are they different enough where like they could both exist technically? Um, and two, like how do you think they could stack up? Do you think we'll see success from either of them?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can like understand like I think the decks are pretty different. I think Lucario is the more powerful deck. I think Lucario is actually really good.
Yeah,
Like when I played with the deck, I was like, this thing is just strong. The baby Lucario is like my favorite card in the deck, the one prize Lucario. You can do like similar things that you do with Sarah Ledge, where you like just play a one prize board state after your first Lucario goes down, or just like you initiate with a one prize board state and then you follow up with the mega at the end of the game. So there's a lot of cool ways you can like play it. The deck felt like ridiculously powerful to me when I played it. I haven't revisited it in a little while, and it's seen like no success in online tournaments, very little play rate. But there's really if you're trying to you just have such a bad guard war matchup. Excuse me, like it's just terrible. So I think I think it's the more powerful of the two decks, but the better play is probably Garchomp. Like if you're wanting to bring one of these fighting decks with like the new, I guess you're not playing like Soul Rock Lunatone and Cynthia's Garchomp, but you're playing the premium power
yeah.
pros.
Fighting
Like
Gong.
like Cynthia's Garchomp is like fine against Guard War. with my experience of the matchup. So I think you're going with Cynthia's Garchomp here if you're looking at those two decks. It's kind of a shame for Mega Lucario as well.
Yeah.
Because the deck's like super cool. It feels really good, but
Yeah, I was really excited to play some Cynthia's Garchomp when the set came out, but I have not played any of it yet. But yeah, I mean, I just think it got so much, even with that. Like, you could play Soul Rock Lunatone if you wanted that as your draw engine, but doesn't seem super strong. Like,
no,
just
definitely
Garchomp's
not.
first
Yeah,
attack is your draw engine, right?
yeah,
And yeah, I mean, just that consistency boost of um the fighting gongs plus Lily's determination, not bad as well.
yeah,
And the boost, the power push that you get from the Premium Power Pro.
yeah, definitely.
All right, and then lastly, last but not least, least in some people's minds for sure, but this seems to be a deck that you think is pretty well positioned. We talked about it a little bit or hinted at it, um, but nobody asked a question about it, and that is control.
Yeah. So Control hasn't done anything crazy for quite a while. That's because its Palt Nor matchup has just been so abysmal. But you got the Duck now. The Duck is a big boost to the deck. Um, and I think I don't know. Once I've like understood its matchups a little bit more and how the deck kind of operates and functions, like the deck just kind of seems good right now, to be honest. A lot of it's like pushing popularity in like online tournaments, and probably the latter as well has been all out Blitzel's recent success in his own tournament. It's kind of like the Obama meme where he's like giving himself the medal.
Yes. Yeah. 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 Surely someone replied to that. If not, you guys, yeah. Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you. Good job.
yeah, there.
We got to put a little effort in here, Richard. Come on now, like get a little Photoshop going.
Yeah, yeah, it's not even
Put
hard
the
to kind of.
Put Blitzel's face on it. Like,
um, but yeah, like the deck is like when you look at the list as well. Like when I first looked at this, I was like, wait, there's like not where how do you win games? But then once I started to understand the win conditions with the deck more, I was like, oh, this is like it seems pretty good. Like a lot of it comes through handheld fan, like Sudowoodo traps a Monkey Dory with a handheld fan on it. The Monkey Dory confuses you. You penny your Sudowoodo, send up another Sudowoodo, attach a handheld fan, trap it again. They attack you with Monkey Dory. You just like push the energy off it over and over and over again. And eventually they run out of energy, and you just win by impounding their active infinitely and win the game. So yeah, I don't know. It seems kind of good right now. The Psyduck is the big boost because Poltmore was basically an auto loss and it was like the second most popular deck. And now Poltmore is, I don't know if it's an auto, I don't actually know how that matchup actually plays out, to be honest. I assume it is at least 50-50, if not just favored. Um, so you got that going for you. That's a pretty big boost to the deck. And now it has like a solid win condition against most things in the format in the meta. So yeah, control. I think control seems pretty well positioned, and I wouldn't be surprised. I would predict that there will be a control in cut. That would be my prediction. I think there'll be a control in top cut
reasonable,
the tournament for sure.
reasonable, reasonable. All right, so well, let's make some predictions for the Milwaukee Regional Championships. First off, guess a Pokemon that will be in Tord's deck, and no like no Pheasantipity here, or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
nothing support. It has to be like one of the main guys.
it could be a support Pokemon if it's not a common support Pokemon. I think.
Well, like, I'm not gonna say like Psyduck or something like that because I wouldn't be
No,
surprised if there's a Psyduck in there for
sure.
sure. To just like, I mean,
But
I want to
I'd
pick.
allow Gold. I'd allow Golduck.
Sure, I think Golduck would be fine. Yeah, because that'd be a little bit more interesting.
That'd
I'm
be a
gonna
little
go
spicy.
with. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously like I'm gonna go with Meganium. Uh, but okay. Another thing I'm thinking about this though is like Meganium like suggests like a more aggro deck. What I guess like now I'm thinking about what style of deck did Tord come up with that he wants to last minute come to a major in North America?
He pretty much I don't know
Long
that he's ever
flight.
played an aggro deck. He's always pretty much been, like, mid-range to more, like, control,
Well,
like
I think well, if he I think like he played abilities are at Worlds when he got top 4 that
that is
year.
true. That is probably
Yeah,
the
I
most
think when he
aggro.
yeah,
But,
and
like, dude,
that's when it was like
it's so
different.
much Gardevoir, so much Dragapult, like
Yeah, but what leans into that like?
even old toward its like Drampa Garb and Zoropod, like all very mid-rangey decks, right?
Yeah, that is why I wonder if it's just like an older deck that just now has the Psyduck to like boost it and get it over the hump against like Poltnor or something. Is what I wonder if maybe that's the what's happening here. I'm just gonna go with Meganium. I'm gonna say there's Meganium in the deck.
Meganium, an interesting choice. Do I want to stick super hard to my Palafin Reed? Palafin
Pretty
EX?
sold on it. The Finn?
Finizen? Can I guess Surfing Beach is my card?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Garchomp, Cynthia's Garchomp.
Ooh, okay, okay.
I think that kind of could fit that like mid-rangey style.
Cynthia's Garchomp.
And you said
Meganium.
Meganium.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if I had to predict, it would probably be like some kind of like Ogre Pond Meganium deck for
Yeah.
sure.
All right, next up. Pick a player to make top cut. Our go-to, our classic, our tried and true bread and butter.
Yeah.
What you got?
Hmm. The tough one. Dude, but like I mean, it's like the chance that someone from the Henry Chow and crew camp makes cut is so high.
Yeah.
So many good players going to be playing Henry Chow's deck, which you know is going to be a pretty good refined build of Gardevoir in one way or another. Honestly, I'm going with Henry Chow. As long as like yeah, I'm going to go with Henry Chow. As long as he's there, like he took a tournament off from making top cut. Is he going to take 2 tournaments off from making top cut? Probably not. We go Henry Chow and cut.
Henry Chow in the cut. I'm gonna go. I mentioned his name earlier in the podcast. The defending Milwaukee regional champion, coming off a top 32 finish in Pittsburgh, Christian Lavella.
All right, pretty good guess. Pretty good guess.
He played Zoark to Pittsburgh, and
Pretty good choice there as well.
yeah, I could see him going with something similar with some of those upgrades.
Yeah.
All right. And lastly, prediction. Shout outs to Benji here. We're actually just going to pull his question, which I think we have actually done before when we've done Q&As, like years ago when we did Q&As. We literally used his question as a prediction because he writes good questions. And he just
Does.
asks simply, what Mega Pokemon do you expect to make cut and which definitely will not make it?
So I'm gonna go Abomasnow for the one to not make cut. Definitely make cut. So we're predicting a mega to make cut. What mega do we see making cut? I mean, I think it's tough. I have no faith in Lucario. Honestly, the cards that I have the most faith in would be like I don't think any Gardevoirs are playing Mega Gardevoir. So I'm gonna go Mega Mawile. I'm gonna go with the Mawile here. Could be in a Terra box, could be in an Archaladon. Maybe someone came up with something different to put it in. It's a good card, so I'm gonna go Mawile and hope that someone's cooking.
Yeah, I was kind of leaning towards that as my guess, to be honest. I think Mega Mawile would make sense. Outside of that, I'm gonna go. I guess I could go Mega Kangaskhan, not like as the Mega Kangaskhan deck,
Yeah, just as
uh,
you know.
but like I could see it in some supporting role. Terra Box. I saw Aiden Koos talk about how he feels like it could operate decently in control, like similarly to how Rotom used to operate, right?
Yeah,
Just card advantage or whatever, like just get more cards and have
yeah,
more to work with. So I'm gonna go with Mega Kangaskhan.
yeah. I saw he was not. He said he's not a fan of the Grand Tree build of control. I
I
saw in
did
his
see
tweet.
that too. Yeah.
That seemed like the way everyone was playing it. I just assumed like that was it. Like that was it's been figured out. It's done. That's it. That's how you play the deck. Yeah, Aiden is like, nah. Trolley, make a Kangaskhan, draw some cards. to see it's good to see, but you like seeing that, right? Like you see, it shows there's like got some good players disagreeing on what they think is good. There's more depth that means there's more depth to the format.
Yeah. All right, Azul. Well, I mean, I think that's it for our episode here. We talked about all the decks. We got Milwaukee coming up. You're going to be casting. Um, yeah, I don't know. Any other closing thoughts? Anything else you want to say before we get out of here to the bonus episode?
No, no, send us out.
Well, thanks to everyone for listening as always. Good luck to everyone in Milwaukee, of course, and we hope to see you guys there. If you did enjoy the podcast, be sure to leave us a like, review, rating, comment, subscribe. All those things help us out a bunch. Let us know you're enjoying the content and also help more people to discover the podcast moving forward. The support on the podcast, really, since Worlds has been awesome. So we really
Yep.
appreciate everyone who's been tuning in and continuing to help this thing grow for the game that we both enjoy so much. Appreciate the continued support as always. And also be sure to, if you want to stay up to date with us, you can follow us over on Twitter. That's the best place to do it. You can follow myself at Chip Ritchie, Azul at Azul_GG. And you can also follow the podcast at Uncommon_Energy. So maybe next time we do a Q&A, you can have your question answered here.
Yeah. Appreciate the support as always. See y'all in Milwaukee and catch y'all next Wednesday, 7 a.m. Eastern.